Hello everybody and welcome to Firepower Gaming. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I've been doing a lot of crafting of late, particularly making terrain, which is always great fun. Something I've really got into since Terrain Tutor really. And I just thought I would show you what I did with a quick flyby of my ancient come dark ages settlement. So a selection of kits that are either bought or handmade, and I'll just show you some of the stuff that I've done to complete the set. So first of all, you may well have seen these before. These are the Saxon roundhouse kits from Sarrisa Precision, and I've got a couple of those, as you can see. And really all I did with those was I put some very dilute filler on the walls to give them a bit of texture, and then really just dry brush them up. As you can see, I haven't done anything with the interior, and then the roofs are made from teddy bear fur, which was a technique that I know is very commonly used, but I've pinched off Melbo's on the excellent Terrain Tutor channel. So a mixture of PVA and water to then sort of comb through the hair to get it all poking in the appropriate direction, and with a little bit of a dry brush afterwards, and then just adding some flock to give the impression of some moss. The communal hall or barn, I'm really quite pleased with, because that's all been handmade. So the base is just an MDF cut to shape, and then I've used foam board to build the structure, coffee stirrers for the wood and the beams, and then as you can see the same sort of technique again with the plaster, really kind of stippling that on to build up the texture, and then a dry brush up. And this time I experimented a little bit further with the teddy bear fur, and I actually applied it in layers this time, because I wasn't very successful in getting my layers on my roundhouses, but I think that this roof has come up really quite nicely. So we've got some Sarrisa stuff there and some scratch built stuff, and then finally what I've got here is 3 of the Rendera wattle and daub outhouses, which are fantastic little kits. They build up very simply, they're one on the sprue, and they cost about £5 each, and the kits go together incredibly well. A bit of dry brushing, and it's a really great kind of cost-effective way to bash out some terrain really quite inexpensively. The well and the barrels, these are both 3D prints. They've been sat around really for a long time waiting for a project that would spur me to get them finished. I mean, they're not particularly good prints. I think they're off my old FDM printer, so I've had to fill some of the gaps and use some of the moss to disguise some of the worst of the printing fails, but I think they've come up okay, and they're just based on CDs. In this instance it's the Lego Movie, so please don't sell my son, he probably won't be very happy about that. And the final piece of kind of homemade, well, kind of scratch built terrain are your kind of obligatory and somewhat cliche, I think, Roman ruins, and these pillars came from a cake decorating set, which I then basically cut in half with my hobby saw, put some tin foil in the end, and then just filled the ends then with wood filler, and positioned, and just really used a bit of tile grout to sort of soften some of the detail, and then again I just sort of dry brushed up to give that kind of dilapidated, decaying look, which I think obviously really well suits the period that we're aiming for. And then in the background, I've got some of my some of my homemade trees. When I say homemade, the armatures are from Woodland Scenics. I used foliage. I used lichen as the kind of the substructure, and I think it's worked to an extent. But what I found is that I'm quite frustrated with trying to get the flock to adhere. They seem to be shedding flock on an almost continuous basis, and I've used several cans worth of hairspray now. So I really do need to try and find another method to bond the flock. But in terms of, you know, a kind of a flyby of my ancients come Dark Ages settlement for, well, hopefully will be appropriate for both infamy and also Dux Britanniarum, I'm really pleased with the outcome. So apologies for the delay in getting any new content up. I won't moan on about why that's the case, but suffice to say that real life and the demands of the day job have been quite onerous of late. But here we go. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have done, please check out the other content on the channel, and if you're so minded, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.